Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to sunny Salt Lake City. It's pretty warm right now. Figured it would be a good day to talk about the 15-ish things that you want to buy to get yourself started in your camper van. This is a Winnebago 2023 Solis 59PX. The chassis is a 2022 Ram 3500. So when you get the van, you're going to be feeling like you need to get yourself going on your first trip, but there's a few things you probably need first, depending on your dealer. First off is they did not provide a long drinking hose. So this is a 25-foot potable water drinking hose. So why they didn't include that, I don't know. Maybe this is just my dealer. On top of that, you want to get a pressure gauge. The reason you want a pressure gauge is because the freshwater tank, if it's got too much pressure, can blow out or expand. That happened to us already. They say the max is about 50 psi. I like to run around 30 in order to avoid blowing that out. You also don't want to overfill it because that can cause a lot of pressure. It does have an overflow valve, so if you hear some water kind of draining under the van as you're filling it, you know you're definitely done. And by then it might be, honestly, too late to avoid the tank blowout. So anyway, 25 feet's been great for us. We did have the short hose included, which is great. The thing you do want to add, I think, is a RV water filter. So you don't know where you're going to be filling up at a grocery store, gas station, campsite, your own home garage water. So I think this is a good thing to get right off the bat, just to keep your tank clean from the get-go. Notice these hoses are white, so you want to make sure you get potable water hoses and not garden hoses. Otherwise, your water might smell a little rubbery. Next up is you're going to need some black tank treatment. So this is just some of the blue stuff. They come in pouches. They come in like the little pods, etc. So we just got a bunch of pods, and those pods treat like 40 gallons. This cassette is only 5 gallons. It was hard to measure, so we basically just dumped out all the pods into this little, what is this, like a little protein container, protein powder, exercise drink container. We just dumped it all in there. This scoop treats about 8 or 10 gallons. So we just dump in a scoop just for good measure. So no particular brand that we like there, but you will need it. Next up are leveling blocks. I think this is critical because if you're sleeping on an incline, you're going to be rolling into your partner or vice versa, or off the bed. It just doesn't make for very comfortable sleep. So these leveling blocks, you can get these on any online retailer or Walmart, and these are great. So this lets you get any one wheel level where you need it to be. The way you know it's level is the next thing you want to get in conjunction with that is just a cheap bubble level. So this is 360, so that lets you get that dot in the middle, then you know you're level. The next thing you really want to do is these beds are not, you can see kind of, it's soft, but that, that couch cover just makes it stiff. So what we did for both the Murphy bed and the pop top bed is get like an 1.5 or 2 inch foam, just memory foam topper, and it makes a massive difference. So I would highly recommend that. Obviously, the more layers, we have a mattress protector on there, plus a fitted sheet. The more layers you add, the kind of stiffer that's going to be. So you can kind of make it to your own preference. All right, so we've talked about mattress toppers. Check, check, check. Next, let's go into we'll go into the kitchen area and show you some of the important stuff I think you need to get in there. First up is a paper towel holder. This has turned out to be a great spot to put it. Basically, you can see how I've mounted that. So I've just put it in, just basically drilled it in with these just self-drilling screws. Added a little buffer there because paper towel didn't quite fit around these edges, so I just added a little extra to make sure that fit. I love this particular paper towel holder. So it just fits on there without much hassle, and it has just a little resistance, so that works great. So I did measure the screws to make sure they didn't pop through the top, and this has been good through 2 seasons. Next thing I do think you want to get is this sink tray. The reason is counter space is limited. It's just nice to be able to put things here. So your vegetables, you know, if you're making stuff or if you're drying dishes or just putting dishes here. All the space is at a premium, so I think this is a valuable add. And it just kind of sits back here. This will even land or stay there while you're driving. I definitely think it's worth it. While we're up here, another thing you are going to want to get is, I just have this hiding underneath the storage here, first aid kit. So you can go put this together however you want, but I think that's critical to have in your list. All right, heading up further, let's look at my list here. Yeah, let's add this. So I didn't think I would want this so much, but this little water faucet adapter, it's so handy. Just to be able to, you know, point it around your dishes. It also has a nozzle for just a straight flow or a spray flow, which is nice to be able to switch back and forth. Plus, it kind of has like a little bit of a water constrainer, so you're not using quite as much water. So in this model, I don't know if this is true for all Solises or Dodges, I have no idea. But this little seatbelt controller is definitely a lifesaver. And I'll set this up and I'll show you why I think this is critical. And these come in like a 4-pack, so you can get a bunch of these. And we've already lost one, so I'm going to go grab the other one and put that on here. But this thing is tight, and it locks when you're driving, and it will not let go, and it just gets tighter and tighter. It's too much. So what the seatbelt lets you do, especially if you feel claustrophobic at all, so what this lets you do is once you have this in a position that you're pretty comfortable with, that's not gonna, you know, make you feel claustrophobic, bring this up to the top and then just lock that red tab. And then it kind of keeps it from choking you and giving you problems as you're driving. So for this particular model, I mean, this is an absolute must. Next up is the portable fan. So this van has a battery and it charges by USB. And there's USB ports all over the van. And it has low, medium, high modes. The reason this is vital is number one, when you're cooking food, you're making some burgers or anything that's gonna smoke a little bit, the fire alarm is right there, probably as it should be, but it is sensitive. So basically, that alarm goes off, it's pretty annoying, especially in a shared campground. So send this up here, blow it out, and then as you're cooking, you know, put it next to your food and have that flowing through the window. Second reason this is vital is this is an easy way to get some airflow in the vehicle without starting up the generator for the air conditioning. Also, the pop top tent. Ooh, sorry. The pop top tent is pretty sensitive to temperature, so when it's cold, it's especially cold up there. When it's hot, it's especially hot up there. So this fan, you know, with these kind of alligator grips, you can put these on, put this really anywhere you want to get some airflow up in the top of the tent. So anyway, it's super handy. It charges as you drive. I really recommend adding that to your list. At last, we've added this rubber mat for the front area. I think all the different models, they do different flooring options. For the Winnebago, it comes with a bare floor, and this is it. And it's sort of a cheap plastic, and you'll probably notice as you're using your rig, you know, it's sort of cheap plastics. They scratch easily, and then you have these little lock buttons. These will pop off pretty easily. You'll just step on them with your shoe. This will all get scratched to heck. So this mat fits perfectly. And if you're out exploring, you're getting into the mud and into the rain, this really does a great job at protecting things. Comes out pretty easy. You just fold this up under here and then pull it out the side door. And then I just scrub it down with a hose and brush real quick. But you can see how nicely that fits in there. And you've got places for your feet to help some of the scratching and dirt stuff. So, I mean, I think this is a must add. All right, last item. This is especially true if you're a little bit taller. I'm 6'2", Tessa's 5'2", 5'3". Both of us have been bonking our heads on this edge because there's a little step here. When you're going in and out from driving, if you're just, you know, moving stuff or cleaning in here, you're knocking head on this all the time, and it's, you know, it's not a comfortable thing to feel. So we got these thick corner pads, and it's just adhesive that puts that there. This thing's been there for 2 seasons and probably 20 to 25 trips. And look at that, it looks brand new and it does a great job. We also put it up here to help, you know, keep this ladder from rattling while you drive. Another spot that you bonk a lot are these corners, so I'm probably going to add some here too. And then this, when you're, you know, if you have your head on this side and you're getting up, you're bonking your head on that. So I would say for anybody, I mean, even if you're not that tall, I think this is mandatory. They probably should have just put it in the build out. If they're watching this, this would be an easy, comfortable ad, and I think it looks great. All right, another thing in the kitchen area, we keep this little dust broom and dustbin, or dustpan, I should say. This is mandatory. I mean, within one day, you're going to have dust and dirt in here. So this really makes a difference, you know, just getting cleaned up a little bit if you want to refresh the rig as you're midway through your trip. Easy purchase, no-brainer, easy to store. Another thing in the kitchen is a little garbage holder. We have 2 options for the garbage holder. We've got this guy, basically straps at the back of the seat, and we have a bag inside, so that's just to throw trash in while you're driving. And then this one is just a little, what do you call, a little hanger here, and it fits perfectly between the door. And then you can use any plastic bags in here. And then the reason we have these tied in knots, because the bags are just a little long, and it covers your heating vent or airflow vent. So we just tie a knot in there to get it nice and high, and everything's tight and organized. So some sort of garbage container is a must buy for your rig. Okay, I think that covers it. There's some other things that I think are nice to haves. For me, these things are items that I'm going to get immediately if I were to get another van. I would love to hear what you guys think are mandatory, what you've experienced, or any questions about what we've decided to add to our rig. I'll add links to where you can get most of this stuff. Some of it's, easily purchasable from online stores or your hardware store, Walmart, etc. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. I'll try and come back with more content. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments.